Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching TV47 News now. We are about to inform in the day's happenings in the country, across our borders and beyond. 22047 is the short SMS code. The hashtag on X is TV47 News now. Let's begin. Now, authorities in Nairobi have launched investigations after a 22-story building under construction partially collapsed in Westlands, leaving one person confirmed dead. Detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations visited the scene on Thursday to determine the cause as rescue operations continued throughout the night amid safety concerns. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has blamed developers for negligence, citing repeated warnings about unsafe practices, but declined to confirm casualty figures as emergency teams worked to clear debris. And of course, we're still following up on that. We'll bring you a comprehensive report on our subsequent news bulletin. Let's move on. President William Ruto has launched the Naivasha-Kisumu-Malaba SGR project. The project is aimed at linking regions and unlocking opportunities. The government is extending the SGR from Naivasha to Malaba. The project comprises of two sections, which is Naivasha-Kisumu section and the Kisumu-Malaba section. The Naivasha-Kisumu section starts from Emurtoto in Narok County, and the Naivasha-Kisumu section is approximate length of 264 kilometers and will also have a branch line of 8.69 kilometers to the proposed new Kisumu port.
Demand for efficient transport is rising rapidly. Transport cargo from the port of Mombasa reached 7.37 million tons in just 6 months of 2025, with nearly 70% of that cargo destined for Uganda. Yet today, cargo still takes up to 80 hours from Mombasa to Malaba, and over 100 hours to Kampala. A slow transport corridor, ladies and gentlemen, inevitably loses business and weakens our competitiveness as a nation. It is this gap that makes the 262.3 kilometer narrow Kisumu section, phase 2B of our SGR network, not just an extension, but a strategic economic intervention.
Meanwhile, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga has urged leaders in the country to embrace restraint and civility, warning that inflammatory rhetoric and divisive politics risk undermining national cohesion as the country approaches next year's general election. Speaking in response to heated exchanges between the government and the opposition, Governor Kahiga emphasized that leaders must prioritize national unity over personal attacks. He called for issue-based engagement and constructive criticism, reminding political actors of their responsibility to maintain peace. His remarks highlight a growing concern over provocative public rallies that could destabilize the country during this sensitive electoral period.
We are reducing this campaign into personality issues which are of no concern to Kenyans. It is my belief that Kenyans are more concerned about issues that touch and impact on their lives. And therefore, I would want us to conduct our campaigns at all levels on issue-based matters. Let the president drive his development agenda. Let the opposition critique and criticize as it should, because that is what opposition is. But let us not degenerate into this mudslinging, name-calling, and character assassination, inclusive of body shaming.
And now we head to the corridors of justice, where the High Court has lifted National Assembly's indefinite suspension of Kitutu Chache MP Anthony Kibagendi from House and Committee businesses, further ordering his reinstatement pending determination of his petition. Justice Bahati Mwamuye has further barred Parliament from initiating or proceeding with any disciplinary action against the legislator. In his ruling, Mamuye has noted that the orders were necessary to preserve the status quo and prevent any actions that could render the petition invalid. Kibagendi had moved to court challenging his suspension, arguing that the decision was made in violation of constitutional provisions and without due process. The dispute stems from recent proceedings in Parliament where the MP was accused of conduct deemed disorderly, prompting Speaker Moses Wetangula to invoke disciplinary measures, including suspension. Still on the corridors of justice, High Court has ordered the Kenyan government to produce key documents related to the controversial Riruta Ngong Road project within 30 days, even as interim orders preserving the status quo remain in force. Justice Bahati Mwemuye directed that the orders issued in January will stay active until the case is heard and determined unless lifted by the court. The ruling compels authorities to submit feasibility studies, contracts, financing agreements, and records of public participation tied to the project. Additional requirements include cabinet memoranda, parliamentary approvals, and environmental clearances from NEMA. The decision follows a petition challenging the project's transparency and adherence to legal procedures.
He also highlighted that all bodies in Mugambi had
Now we head to the coast, and the MV Viking Sky docked at Mombasa port with 750 passengers and 450 crew members received the traditional dance. Arriving from Seychelles, tourists were ferried to parks, beaches, and cultural sites. Kenya Wildlife Service said 417 visitors toured parks under its new incentive scheme. Officials are now hailing the visit as a sign of growing global confidence in Kenya's tourism. The vessel is on a 3-day stop and will later sail to Europe.
Thank you for welcoming us to Mombasa. We've just come all the way from Seychelles here. The weather's been absolutely stunning. We have approximately 450 crew, 750 guests who are about to embark and enjoy their 3 days in Mombasa. I myself am from England, so I'm looking forward to my first time here.
This is actually the second call, having made a maiden call last year, coincidentally on a date like today. It was 19th of March 2025, and we are glad that they are back. And this underscores the importance of Mombasa and the country in terms of handling cruise passengers. And it's been a good year. So far from 2026 up to now, this is the fifth vessel calling at the port of Mombasa.
Hundreds of residents in Homa Bay County could soon gain access to forgotten wealth following a higher-level meeting between the CEO of the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority and local chiefs. The engagement aims to use community leaders to bridge the information gap on how to reclaim unclaimed assets. Cape Media's MC Jaffe is in Homa Bay for an update on the same. MC Jaffe?
Weza kujumuika na wana UFAA hapa Ndhiwa na pia vile vile hapa Homa Bay. Kumbuka kwamba this is Radio 47, bonge la radio, na pia TV47 kwa karibu sana na UFAA. Na nimekutana na wakazi hapa ambao labda niwauliza maswali tu. Kuna jamaa hapa kutoka hapa Ndhiwa, na labda tupatie tu ama tuambie ni nini haswa ameweza kujifunza siku ya leo, na tuambie ni kwa nini amejionea nini siku ya leo. Karibu sana my brother.
Thank you so much. My name is Julius Debe. I have learned that about unclaimed assets. I have been enlightened that perhaps we may have dependents, our loved ones who might have passed on, leaving some funds which we have assumed got lost. And fortunately, there is a way they can be recovered. So, like instance, my father passed on in the 90s, and I have realized there's a way we can claim the whatever benefit that we might have assumed got lost also or disappeared in the thin air. And there's a process that can be used to claim such funds or so. I also have a brother who passed on. Perhaps we can explore such avenues to get access to such funds. And thank you so much for coming to Ndewa. You have really enlightened us. Thank you.
Reporting live from Diwa, Homa Bay County. We come back to you in studio. Mimi najulikana kama MC Jaffe.
Well, thank you, MC Jaffe, for that. Of course, as our viewers here on TV47 Cape Media by extension, you should log on to our website as well as on our socials to get to learn about the unclaimed financial assets. Now, moving on, former nominated Senator Millicent Omanga has ditched President William Ruto's UDA party for Rigathi Gachagwa's DCP. Omanga, who spoke at the DCP party headquarters where she was received by Rigathi Gachagua, said her decision was informed by President Ruto's failure to fulfill his promises to women during the 2022 general election. Gachagua said Omanga's decision to join DCP was testimony that the party is not tribal.
Si mnajua mimi ndio ile kuku yenu ya kienyeji. Si mnakumbuka mimi ndio kuku yenu ya kienyeji. Leo nilitembea na nikasikiza ground. Nikasikiza round inasema ground party leader hapa inasema ni one term. Mnasema one term si one term. Arambe! Arambe!
Nataka nitangaze leo. Wale ambao wajui, DCP will be the strongest party in the Republic of Kenya in the next general election. Na hii chama yetu itakuwa chama ya kipekee katika Eastern Central Africa. And I want to assure you today, DCP will form the next government or be part of the next government in 2027.
And now we play. Spanish football giants showcased the impeccable class as they overpowered Newcastle 7-2 in an enticing round of 16 second leg tie of the UEFA Champions League. Brazilian forward Rafinha alongside Polish striker Robert Lewandowski bagged a brace each to ensure the Catalans got themselves a ticket into the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, in other results, Liverpool thrashed Galatasaray 4-0 at Anfield, while Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid secured their places into the quarterfinals.
Let's play that straight to Lewis Hall. Now it's Harvey Barnes. Barnes gets it past Araujo. Went forward for Femi Lopez to run onto it. Looks like a bit of a tweak. And they'll stay back to his peril. Oh, that's a risk. That was a mistake. It's Rafinha.
Steadies himself again. This time, space to work with here, but he's done so well. It's Kane! Oh, it's exceptional!
To some basketball. Luka Doncic and LeBron James combined for 70 points as the Los Angeles Lakers overpowered the Houston Rockets 124 points to 116. The win now ensures Lakers seal their 7th consecutive win in a row as they climb to third in the Western Conference standings. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks soared to a 135-120 win over the Dallas Mavericks, while the Memphis Grizzlies secured a 125-118 win over the Denver Nuggets.
He's on the board. Kobe Dorning read. Shot clock.
this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, but it's definitely not the end of informing you, as we still have this and much more stories available to you on our website at www.tv47.digital, as well as our WhatsApp channel at TV47 Digital. My name is Samson Jura. Do have yourself a lovely evening.